The life expectancy of Singapore's resident population has improved over the last decade. It was 83 years in 2022 compared to 82.1 years in 2012. However, the report from the Singapore Department of Statistics also notes that declines in life expectancy have also been noted in recent years. That's because of higher mortality rates due to the COVID-19 pandemic. The report also says data collected during these years may not be representative of the number of years a person can expect to live. It adds figures may change if mortality rates were to return to pre-pandemic levels. An improvement of 0.9 years was seen over the last decade in life expectancy at birth for both males and females. Women continue to outlive men. As for life expectancy at age 65 years, it went up to 20.7 years in 2022. That's up from 0.5 years over the last 10 years. On this, we speak next to Dr. Kelvin Tan. He's head of Applied Minor Aging Studies at the Singapore University of Social Sciences. Thanks for joining us in the studio, Dr. Tan. Let's start with a very obvious and deceptively simple question. Why are we living longer now than we were a decade ago?
Thank you very much for your question. Actually, we should not feel surprised because of the advancement in the medicine, in technology, and also the quality of life of Singaporeans has improved over the years. We are more conscious of how our body reacts. We have technology to find out about our circumstances so that we can react better when something happens.
Doctor, we're not the only growing population in this part of the world. There are other locations as well experiencing a similar sort of a situation, Japan being one of them. But our life expectancy is not quite as high as Japan. There are many factors that may lead to that. Tell me, if living longer, is it better? Is the lifespan sort of, does it stack up to the health span?
Yes. Now, this is very important for all of us. We want to live a good life, and somebody say good death too. To have a good life, it's very important that we're conscious of what we do to our body, nutrition, for example, the mental wellness part of it. Are we actively and connectively applying our brains so that we are always working and making sure that the social well-being is part of this whole package of living longer. So, for instance, have good social network with friends, going out, enjoy some exercise, work as a volunteer. This will help us to feel that quality of life is there, and probably it will help us to stave off some of the age-related illness like dementia.
Yeah. All right, I'll continue on that line. So lifespan, health span, it's not necessarily a good thing to live a long time if you're living a very sad, miserable, unhealthy, debilitated life.
Exactly.
As a gerontologist yourself, you outlined the obvious things that we all know, which is get out of the house, have a social network, all these things. But is there any clear signs right now for anything we can do to stave off the worst effects of just getting older?
I think it's very important that what the government has encouraged us to do is preventive care and preventive health. What does it mean? It means that we have a better control of our activities. We also do more screening, before anything happens to our body, because things don't happen overnight to our body. And we should celebrate life in the sense that when we go out and have activities together with friends, we are actually enjoying ourselves. We are having more fun in life. So knowing and feeling the meaning of life is really important. Being happy.
So a sense of community is important. I mean, does that have anything to do with why we keep seeing that women tend to outlive men? I mean, the statistics kind of bear that up again.
Yes. Well, it is no surprise that women are better social parties than men.
Is there any proof for that?
I wouldn't.
Maybe in Dr. Tan's family.
I think we see more guys hanging around in coffee shop and more women joining community events,
Okay.
cooking, for example, sharing some yoga exercises together, we see that women tend to have a little more healthy gossip also, because that's the jazz of life, right?
But scientifically, is there a reason why women live longer?
I would say that from some of the studies, we have seen that having a good social life is very important, and women, being the party type of person,
I
will
thought it was maybe,
connect
maybe
more.
certain cancers
Yeah.
are less. I mean, you see this in certain types of animals as well. Certain
Yes.
diseases are less likely to affect the female species. Is there any connection there, or is that just urban myth?
I think it's quite clear that most women do enjoy making new friends in the community more than men, and they express their emotion more. Right?
So you feel that that may have something to do with it?
Yes, certainly.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you're talking about going out, having friends, doing yoga, things like that. But say if you're a government, and no matter how a government tries to put a good spin on this, GDP growth, economic growth, certain sectors like tech growth, we do need young people. So old people, we are having, this is a large proportion now. So there has to be a way to make a virtue of this necessity. Is there anything we can do in terms of employment policy, so we actually not just patronize old people and say, oh, just as long as, I don't know, they can just do something really basic, but really make use of the fact that they are older and they have strengths that young people do not have? Are there policies like that in the making?
Well, the government made a good start by addressing the retirement age from 63, and then there is a yearly renewal to 67, 68 years old, and we add on from there. I think that's a good start. However, you raise out a very important point, and in gerontology, we call that ageism, right? So in the workplace, the accommodation, not a patronizing aspect of it, the accommodation of being inclusive for older person to be part of their peers, because the leverage that we could get out of older person is their network, their wisdom. They may not be as technological savvy, but the good thing is we have ChatGPT now, so they can catch up.
Right.
Yes.
They bring a lot to the table.
Yes.
Thanks so much for joining us this evening, Dr. Kelvin Tan from the Singapore University of
Thank you
Social
very
Sciences.
much.
Thank you.